where many paths meet, where we honor the rich tapestry of spiritual traditions, and where all are welcome to responsibly explore their own connection to the sacred. I am Jace Pesh. I use they, them pronouns, and today we have a guest worship lead. Please say hi to Shivani Katie Gelfand. And thank you to accompanist Megan Smith, Karen Baggett as song leader, and Harriet Altman and Dan Phillips for making magic in the AV world and Zoom today. If you are visiting us for the first or second time today, would you raise your hand so we may welcome you? Welcome, and if you're comfortable with sharing your name, keep your hand up and we'll bring the microphone to you. You want to introduce yourself? Or? No. We don't force people to.
Hi, so my name is Annabelle, and so Philip showed me this place, and I'm seeing what it's all about. Thank you.
Any other? What? Okay.
Hello, good morning. This is actually my third time here, so I was like, ooh, I don't actually have to raise my hand if I don't want to. But I come here when I'm here on the weekends visiting. I like to come here, and you guys have made me feel so welcome, and good morning.
All right, any other newcomers, visitors, guests? Okay. All right. And let's see who is on Zoom today.
Today on Zoom we have Sarah Sutherland, Barb Thomas, Barrett Smith, Catherine Omsby, Darla Holmesburg Abel, Gary, Kay and Darrell Lynch, Mark Gallup, Mary Gilfland, and Sujit's iPhone.
Awesome, everybody wave to them. Got a full house today. Awesome. And we have a few announcements today about the life of the congregation. Are you interested in small group discussions? Thoughtful gatherings will be starting again in September. These small discussion groups will meet about once a month through June, usually in, we're in July. I think that's probably in July. Through July, usually in someone's home, to delve into a different topic each time. Some of our upcoming topics, which will coincide with our worship themes for each month, will be beginnings, courage, healing, and thresholds. You can sign up in the social hall, use the QR code on the flyer in the foyer, or find the sign-up link in the wave. And if you have any questions, see Susan Roberts. Where you at? There you go. Okay, and our social justice quarterly meeting is immediately after service. Please join in for the launch of You the Vote and learn how you can be involved. No, that's fine. All right, and now we're going to center ourselves here in sacred space, so let the music guide the way. And now let us say these words together. Come, let us worship together. We begin by taking a breath together and saying our invocation. The purpose of the following words is to quiet our analytical thinking for a moment and rely more on imagination, intuition, and symbolism. I will say the lines in bold, and you are invited to respond with the words in italics. Solve et coagula. We recognize. We release. We make space. And we gather. Solve et coagula. And our chalice lighting. Is there anyone who would like to light the chalice? Here, please. Thank you.
I've titled our chalice lighting, "The End is the Beginning." We call forth the light of our faith by igniting our chalice. This spark of new beginnings invites us into sacred space of communal reflection on where we have been and where we are going. Even knowing that this particular flame will intentionally end with its ritual extinguishing, we fear not its end, for we know with brave hearts that from every beginning of our lives, every ending of our lives, we are sent forth to make a new beginning. We also light our peace candle to remind ourselves that peace is a process that requires work, that peace is not merely the absence of a conflict, but the presence of justice. Please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing hymn number 396, "I Know This Rose Will Open." Words are inside the hymnal or on the screen behind me.
Megan will play it through once, and then we'll sing it together twice, and then we'll do it as a round 3 times. So when we do it as a round, it's going to be, "I know this rose," and then immediately this group starts at the beginning, "I know this rose." Okay? And I'll go like this, and Megan will pop up and lead this side. Okay, Megan, play it through once. Thank you. I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul
right. Um, so our commitment to building beloved community means that we are called to be glad to those who rejoice and to weep with those who mourn. Each week we make space to be human together, to celebrate our joys and grieve our sorrows. If you wish to share a personal joy or sorrow aloud to the congregation, papers are available near the basket over there. You may place completed papers in the basket before or during this time, and they will be read afterward. You invited to come forward here or on the wall, select the stone or shell, and then carefully place it in the chalice of water here, carrying a symbol of a joy, a sorrow, or both. And we now enter our stones and water ritual in meditative silence. we now receive the joys and sorrows that we hold as a wider community. And for this stone, we hold everyone across North Carolina affected by extreme heat. From July 12th to 18th, 530 people visited emergency departments for heat-related illnesses, with heat exhaustion being the most common diagnosis. We especially hold outdoor workers, people without reliable air conditioning, and everyone whose health places them at greater risk. May we protect one another by staying hydrated, taking breaks, and checking on our neighbors. And for this stone, we hold North Carolina families struggling to keep children fed while school is out. More than 1 million children received Sunbucks this summer, reflecting how many families depend on school meals and food assistance. May every child have reliable access to nourishing food. And for this stone, we hold the family and community of Lorenzo Salgado Arojo, a 52-year-old father and longtime Houston resident who was shot and killed by an ICE officer. Federal officials have now confirmed that agents were searching for 2 other men believed to be driving the similar vehicle. And then as questions remain about the circumstances of his death, we call for truth, accountability, and immigration practices that honor the dignity and humanity of every person. And this stone is for healing and love, and health issues for my childhood friend Mary, who changed me in the best ways, from Christine Martin. And John Brobst would be here, but he needed a pajama day after having a COVID and flu shot. And Barb Thomas has had a successful colon surgery and hopes to be returning home tomorrow. From Tammy. This community witnesses your joys and your sorrows, including those spoken aloud, those held in silence, and those still forming in your hearts. May you know love, may you know peace, and may you be safe. And now it is time for all ages, and Leslie and Shivani are going to introduce the traveling chalice.
Morning. I'm Reverend Leslie Runnels. I'm the minister of this congregation, and I've invited my friend Shivani here today from New Orleans to be with us. She came to visit me for a week, and I'm like, can I get you in the pulpit too? So I'm very happy to have her with us. And a while ago, I thought about this thing that we did back in New Orleans at the church we were at together, where she brought this idea of a traveling chalice. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to kick it off in September. But because she's here now, I wanted her to tell us about how she created it, where it comes from, what it's meant to do, and we'll show you what we got, and we're going to kick it off today. So tell us about what you know.
Thanks, Leslie. It's so exciting to get to share this with another congregation. I've shared it with a few, but not that I got to meet in person, people out in the world. So I first heard about this idea of a traveling chalice from a colleague when I was a DRE who did it at their congregation, and I thought it was so brilliant that I wanted to bring it to mine. So I made a little booklet and put it together. So the traveling chalice is an opportunity for someone in the congregation, a household in the congregation, to take home one of our faith's most beloved symbols, the chalice, and engage in the hopefully daily spiritual practice of lighting the chalice. And it's a way to just not have church be only on Sunday, you know? Like, do you ever feel that kind of disconnection when you're not here every week, or if you miss a week or something like that? So it's a way to bring the symbol home, but also the congregation and the faith into your own house. So the Traveling Chalice book has instructions on how to use the traveling chalice, chalice lighting suggestions, and the story of the chalice, and a sharing section where you get to share about your experience with the chalice. So you can, after taking it home for a week is ideal, and then bringing it back the next week, you can write about what you did. What was it like for you to have the chalice? If you lit it by yourself, what was that experience like for you? If you lit it as a family, what was that experience like for you? Some people like to write their own chalice lightings, or you can draw a picture, or you can make a collage, or you can put a picture of your family, or whatever you want to do. You can take a whole page and share about your experience, and then right now, it's a blank book, but in a few months, it'll be filled with all this color and magic and people's experiences, and you'll get to know people in the congregation in a more meaningful and intimate way just through reading about their experience. And I think that's the best part of the Traveling Chalice. And you could even read chalice lightings that they wrote from it. So, yeah, it's really, really fun. I'm so glad that y'all are going to get to experience it. And
Thank
Leslie's
you.
going to tell you about what's in it.
Thank you for gifting it to us as well. We appreciate this gift. So I showed you that. There's also the book called A Cup of Light, which you can have your children read to you. It's got chalice lightings in it, and so it's a way for children to understand all about the chalice as well. And I put an altar cloth in here, which was given to me by the children. So you can put that down and make a little altar, and then you can put your... So there is a flame chalice, right? So be careful with your children for that. And then there's also an electronic one if that's safer for, anybody in the family. There's a brand new 64 crayon thing that has a sharpener in the back, right? Like it should. And then also a box of kind of fun pens and fancy pens. And then it has a little thing on the side that says UCF loves you, because we do. And then just my business card is in here in case it gets lost. And I was going to put some bubbles in here because we always need bubbles, and I forgot. But when it comes back, I will do that. So I asked Shivani, I said, so when you offer it to the congregation for somebody to pick it, right, like 10 hands raised, how do you know what to do? How do you pick, And she said, we always go to the youngest person that wants it. So we're going to start that today and offer up, is there a family who would like to bring the Traveling Chalice home and who will come back next week to bring it back? All right, yay, we got one back there. We do have
You do
our
have the
youngest one. Beautiful. So I'm going to bring it to you, and we will see you next week. And when they bring it back, we're going to invite them up to the front to share their names with us and how they enjoyed it, so we actually get to see them even a little bit more. Okay, thank you so much for that gift. And now we're going to sing ourselves, the children, to the room next door where we're going to go do an art project. And I get to go too.
You were born, and it matters what you do, what you know about God is a piece of the truth. Let the beauty you know be what we do, and you don't have to do it alone. It's a blessing I was born, and it matters what I do. What I know about the goddess is a piece of the truth. Let the beauty I love be what we do, and I don't have to do it alone. It's a blessing we were born, and it matters what I do. What we know about God is a piece of the truth. Let the beauty we love be what we do, and we don't have to do it alone. Now I invite you to settle into a comfy position. You may close your eyes, soften your gaze, or simply rest your attention in a way that feels right for you. Now imagine a secure place and unlock this secure place, and for this moment, place all your physical matter, your worries, anxieties, and concerns into this secure place and lock it, because you will not need them for what follows, and they will simply get in the way. All right, 3 deep breaths in through your nose, and then when we breathe out, try to place your tongue on the back of your teeth. bottom tooth making an S sound. So breathe in, out. In, out. In.
Good morning. Thank you all so much for welcoming me to your congregation. I've had the blessing to know Reverend Leslie for many years in New Orleans, and I really am deeply grateful for the opportunity to come and do some UU magic with you guys today. It's truly a joy and an honor to be here. Today, we're going to work on one of the most challenging yet essential aspects of the human experience: change. Yeah. I can sense the resistance in the room already. I hear your thoughts. Why? I don't want to. Do we have to? I'm so tired of change. I hear you. I hear all of you. I really do. And I feel the very relatable feelings of discomfort, frustration, and even fear that accompany the call for change. Trust me, I understand. I have thrown my share of intentional, internal, and external tantrums trying to elude the inevitability of needed change. But today we aren't talking about the tough part of learning how to do things differently or recovering from the unexpected hardship of change that is thrust upon us. Today, we are exploring the resulting impact of meaningful change, which is transformation. When we invest ourselves in challenging work that allows us to grow and change, then we can experience the expansive possibilities of transformation. As Unitarian Universalist, transformation is so integral to our faith that it is one of our 7 core values. In fact, we covenant to adapt to a changing world. We covenant to collectively transform and grow spiritually and ethically. Our faith lovingly calls us to commit to this fundamental work, which is never complete and never perfect. Because of the discomfort many of us feel around change, I think this value can be a bit intimidating to connect with. Anyone else? A little intimidating? Yeah. So we must learn to practice transformation. When we learn to embrace the possibilities that accompany change, we allow the shape, texture, and feel of our lives to expand. By practicing change and adaptation in our own lives, we can strengthen our ability to grow and transform collectively with more ease, grace, and compassion. But how do we practice transformation? It's a great question. There are many ways to engage with intentional change, and I love to look to nature to provide creative possibilities for this practice. The changing seasons, life cycles of plants, the fluctuations in shoreline, I'm sure y'all are very familiar with. All of these model the transformative character of the natural world. And in this ritual, we're going to explore the metaphor of a snake shedding its skin as an opportunity to reflect on and bring intention to our own growth and transformation. Many people are afraid of snakes, and the root of those fears could be a whole sermon in itself, which I will do one day. Religiously, the serpent was cast as the symbol of evil in the story of original sin. There's also a very rational fear of the ones that are venomous and could actually harm us. And some people are just horrified by the act of a snake shedding their skin, representing their innate ability to let go of what has been outgrown. Though we have been taught centuries-old myths and stories that terrorize snakes, in many pre-Christian cultures, the serpent was known as a prominent symbol of the divine feminine, a symbol of the natural power of rebirth and transformation. A snake sheds their skin as the moon sheds her shadow, as people who menstruate shed their monthly blood. We can look to both celestial beings and animals to remind us that humans are also a part of nature. We too are meant to grow and change in our bodies, minds, and spirits. We shed the skins of our past again and again to reveal the emerging, authentic, and luminous aspects of ourselves, to expose ourselves to new ideas and new experiences. For the snake, this transformation is more dramatic and more tangible. For us, notable change happens slowly, over time, sometimes even surprising us when we finally notice it. Or sometimes we are ready for change and really in need of it, but we don't know how to shake ourselves out of a state of stagnation. And this is where ritual can help, because rituals support us in making personal change with embodied intention. In today's simple ritual, you will be invited to reflect on what you have outgrown and are ready to shed. We all have layers to who we are that we wear like skin, and these skins are part of how we present to the outside world and how we perceive ourselves. Even when we have outgrown one of these skins, we still wear it around, sometimes out of protection or fear or just habit. But there always comes a time when it is necessary for us to let go of that which does not fit us anymore, a time to shed our old skin. What skin do you wear that you have outgrown and are ready to shed? Before we begin the ritual, I want to share a personal story that will help explain more of what I mean. 18 months after my divorce, I still carried lingering negative feelings and obsessive, angry thoughts about my ex-spouse. Anyone been there? Yeah, thought so. I could see the toxic ways it was impacting my life, the ways I wore this consuming resentment, much like a skin, the skin of anger, bitterness, spite, and regret. And I wore that skin everywhere. Though it wasn't visible, it was always on me. When I met a new person, when I led a meeting at work, when I meditated or prayed, it was there containing me, limiting me, tainting my experiences and my relationships. Eventually, I came to feel so restricted and burdened by this skin that I knew I could no longer live within it, and also that it wouldn't just come off without intention and effort. That summer, I visited my dear friends in Asheville to meet their brand new baby, my goddess daughter, and witnessing her new life, I was inspired to shed that old skin. I went to the closest trailhead of the Appalachian Trail, which 3 years prior I had hiked the 2,000 miles of with my now ex-husband. I hiked about 3 miles up a mountain and into the woods until I found a gorgeous clearing with a fire pit. The ritual was to create sacred space, make a fire, and write a letter to my ex expressing all the anger, resentment, and regret that I had been carrying. Read the letter aloud and burn it. Though I knew this was necessary, there were also elements of resistance present. I struggled to get the fire going, which as a well-practiced fire maker was very unusual for me. The writing was painful and slow, and I felt deflated and sad by the experience. But 4 lengthy pages later, yes, 4 whole pages, I got through it. I put some more wood on the fire and readied myself to read the letter aloud. And then I was startled by a visitor. Across the fire from me, about 10 feet away, was a golden rattlesnake, head perked up, staring right at me. I jumped back, my heart sinking into my stomach and adrenaline rushing. Oh my God, what was I going to do? I was literally in the middle of nowhere, no cell reception. No one really knew where I was, which wasn't very responsible of me. And if I was bitten, I wouldn't be able to get back to my car. But I couldn't abandon this ritual. I knew that. Was this just an obstacle in the ritual, challenging me, trying to prevent me from completing it, or some force conspiring to keep me stuck in my old skin? I took a deep breath and looked more calmly at the snake. She was absolutely gorgeous. The sun shone down on her through the trees, and her skin was sparkling and majestic. It took my breath away. And then I realized the snake was not there as a threat, but a witness, here to escort me in the shedding of my skin, to accompany me across the threshold of transformation. No animal could better have supported me in this process. I picked up the letter and began to read it aloud, keeping an eye on the snake. As I read, the snake slowly slithered around the perimeter of the ritual space, quietly witnessing and helping me to move the energy of the ritual. When I finished reading, I looked at her and placed a hand on my heart in gratitude for her dignified and magical presence. I put the letter on the fire, watched it burn completely, and when I looked up, the snake was gone. As I left the ritual site and walked the miles of trail back to my car, I noticed my thoughts were different than they had been on the way in, and I felt much lighter. Having shed my old skin, I was now able to wear the skin that had been growing beneath it, a skin of forgiveness, acceptance, dignity, and wonderment. It took time to learn what it felt like to live in this skin, time to be comfortable presenting myself in this way to others and even to myself. But these days, I can honestly say that I am more authentically myself than I have ever been. And I know that would not be true without that transformational ritual and my mystical snake companion. Now we turn to our ritual. You guys ready? Okay. A little hesitation. It's okay. It's okay. I'll walk you through it. Please listen to all the instructions before you begin. Our helpers are now going to bring around the ritual tool. Let's see, where did I put mine? And some writing implements. There's colored pencils and markers and crayons, so you can choose whichever one you want. Just take one, or if you have something you want to use, that's fine. When you get it, please just only look at the colored piece of paper. Don't look at the back. I mean, you can, but you'll ruin the surprise for yourself. So just hold it like this, where you can see the colored part of the paper. You can hold it on your lap or flat in your hands. And if you're viewing on the live stream, hello, please get a piece of paper and a writing implement that you like. And soon we're going to have a few minutes with music to reflect on what skin you've outgrown that you're ready to shed. So that's what we're going to be doing. Perhaps it's a skin of bitterness or a skin of shyness, the skin of pretending to be someone you are not, a skin of cynicism or doubt maybe, of shame or regret or judgment. Only you know what you have outgrown and are ready to shed. This will only be for you. You don't have to share this with anyone else. No one's going to read it or look at it. Consider it to be private. And while the music is playing, once you know what skin you are ready to shed, you can write it down on the colored piece of paper, Or if you don't want to write a word, you can draw a symbol or write make a picture that symbolizes what you're going to let go. And when you're done writing, just put it back in your lap and hold it and wait till the next instructions. So now, does everybody have one almost? Okay. So take just a moment. Make sure you're passing them down so everybody's getting one. So I'm going to invite you to start closing your eyes if that's comfortable for you, or maybe just gazing gently at the paper, and reflect on the question: what skin do you wear that you have outgrown and are ready to shed? What skin do you wear that you have outgrown and are ready to shed? When you know what it is, write it down on the paper or draw a symbol or picture, and then just wait patiently, enjoy the music, and I'll give the next instruction when it's time. Now you can take the ritual tool and hold it between your hands like this. or whatever, in every way, just but on your lap, but just so you're holding it. And I want you to take a brief moment to be with the feeling of what it's like to wear that skin that you are about to shed. That might be emotional. So just for a moment, breathe. Let yourself feel what it's like to wear that skin. In a moment, we're going to shed these skins together once I give instructions. And if you're viewing on the live stream, the way that you're going to shed your skin is to crumple up your paper, or you can rip it into a bunch of pieces and throw it on the ground or clean it up later. That's your method. But if you're here in person, the way that you're going to shed your skin is to stick your fingers in between, without peeking, in between the old skin and the new skin. There should be something on the bottom and something on the top. And when I give the cue, we're going to do it all together. You're going to rip them apart, pulling the old skin off to reveal the new skin beneath. And then you'll crumple up the old skin and paper and make sure you get all the tape off. You can just put it next to you. We'll clean that up in a minute. But you want to make sure, you get everything off. All right, you guys ready on the live stream? We're about to do it. Everybody ready here? Okay, get your fingers ready. We're going to take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, shed your skin. Ooh. Now gaze upon this marvelous, fresh, new skin that you have revealed beneath the old. If you're viewing on the live stream, it's a shimmering, iridescent snakeskin fabric. Yeah, if you're holding them up, you can kind of see. Whoops. It's very exciting. This skin has been growing with you all along, but it has been masked by or limited by this old skin that you have just shed. Now this authentic and luminous part of you is able to shine forth. Maybe you already know what this skin is, what qualities it represents, or maybe it's just a feeling that has no words yet, and maybe never will. It will take time for you to become familiar with it as it strengthens and grows on you. Let's take a few slow and deep breaths as you welcome this luminous transformation. And while you sit with it, I'm going to read a blessing from one of my favorite thinkers and mystics, John O'Donohue. If you want to place your hand on the skin while I'm giving the blessing to the skin, you can do that. It's a blessing for presence. Awaken to the mystery of being here and enter the quiet immensity of your own presence. Have joy and peace in the temple of your senses. Receive encouragement when new frontiers beckon. Respond to the call of your gift and the courage to follow its path. Let the flame of anger free you from all falsity. May warmth of heart keep your presence aflame. May anxiety never linger about you. May your outer dignity mirror an inner dignity of soul. Take time to celebrate the quiet miracles that seek no attention. Be consoled in the secret symmetry of your soul. And may you experience each day as a sacred gift woven around a heart of wonder. A gentle reminder, after a snake sheds its skin, the skin is very tender and vulnerable, while its scales strengthen and adjust to its environment. So your fresh skin may also be tender and vulnerable as you adjust to living in it Please remember to be gentle with yourself as you emerge in your authenticity. Our helpers will now bring around baskets that we can put our old shed skin in, and I will dispose of these in a very discreet way following the service. If you would like to honor your fresh snakeskin by pinning it to your name tag or your shirt, there's also a few safety pins in the basket. You can take one of those, or you can, if you have one of the plastic name tags, you could stick it in there too. And when you get home, I encourage you to find a special spot to place your ritual skin as a reminder of your growth and inspiration to live into your luminous authenticity. The work of this ritual continues every time you glimpse and gaze upon or caress this skin. By doing so, you recall your willingness to change. You invoke your intention for transformation, and you honor our collective covenant to do this meaningful work together. May it be so. Amen, and blessed be. Please remain seated and join in singing one round together of I Know This Rose Will Open.
I know this rose will open. I know my fear will burn away. I know my soul will unfurl its wings. I know this rose will open.
Okay. Right. Oops. Okay. We invite the greeters to come forward to receive the collection plates. All right. Every month we share the plate with a community organization. Share the plate for July is Beaufort Sugar Snaps, recognizing the impact on families and children. They united with a shared goal to provide reliable food support for kids in our community. Their mission is to support the community by offering food assistance to ensure our children do not go without the nourishment they deserve. Please give from your own well of generosity. And let's everybody join in blessing this offering with hymn number 402, From You I Receive. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. Alrighty. On to our closing hymn. Please rise, embody our spirit, and join us in singing hymn number 1007, There's a River Flowing in My Soul.
There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my soul, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my heart. There's a river flowing in my heart, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my heart. There's a river flowing in my mind. There's a river flowing in my heart, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my heart. There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my soul, and it's telling me that I'm somebody. There's a river flowing in my soul. Coda. There's a river flowing. There's a river flowing. There's a river flowing in my soul. Do 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 do.
Alrighty. All right, please join me in reading our chalice extinguishing words. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And now en español. Extinguimos esta llama, pero no la luz de la verdad, el calor de comunidad o el fuego de nuestro compromiso. Estos los llevaremos en el corazón hasta que estemos juntos otra vez. And now it is UCF tradition to join hands and form anything close to a circle. However, if you prefer not to, please remain in the middle and we will surround you with our presence and love.
May today's ritual and your new iridescent skin remind you of our faith's fundamental value of transformation. May it give you courage to adapt to an ever-changing world. May it inspire you to open to change and to learn to welcome it with dignity, grace, and patience. May it strengthen your proficiency in the sacred custom of personal and collective transformation. So mote it be. Amen, and blessed be. I like how you wore it. That's nice. Oh, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, me too. Yeah, do it in the woods. Exactly. I understand. I really do. Okay, great. You can just leave them on the table. Good. What is it? I heard for the Now, I was wondering, this is the most section of stone that I've ever seen. Oh my gosh. That was also what I was like, who's in charge of this? This is a lot of work. Your congregation is very present with it, so it's cool to witness how, like you could feel people saying, yeah, it was, I was just
I'm hungry.
just like a weekend. Yeah, I got in Thursday. Yeah, I mean it's been raining a lot, but it's kind of nice because I got to polish some final touches on this and then walked around my shopping yesterday. Yeah, no, well, so the first night I was there, we got to see the sunset on the beach. It was raining all day, and we caught the sunset on the beach. And I'm hoping that we'll get to go for a whole afternoon today.
Yeah, making trails really great. It's kind of buggy this time of year. You know, if you don't mind being on the mosquito magnet. So, it's 3.5 miles. But it's just, so there's the parts that you're in the old. But most of it,
Like, oh, wow.
for the sand, it's not all flat. That's where we go for our mountain.
Yeah, I'm from New Orleans. New Orleans. I'm that one. Oh, thank you. The music. Oh, the flute was just. Oh, I loved it. It's actually the first time I ever got this. I used it for Mardi Gras costume.